What do Madonna, David Letterman, and Miley Cyrus all have in common? I don't know, eyes? They all have them. Oh no, they have all had feuds with Cher at one point or another.
It's really nothing special.
Oh yeah.
Cher is commonly referred to as the goddess of pop. As she's traveled down the yellow brick road of Hollywood for so long, she's established quite a reputation. And Cher has been known to be one of the shadiest divas out there. She's just not afraid to give anyone her honest opinion.
Once a long time ago, on the first show, I called you
Oh, yes!
So let's give ours. I'm your host, Nostalgic Nick, and I bet some of these people wish they could turn back time and avoid feuding with the one and only Cher. If you enjoy our video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps a lot. And subscribe to our channel so you never miss a scoop. Now come on, let's get to the dirty details. Madonna.
Strike compose.
The feud between Cher and Madonna stems all the way back to the 1990s. You remember then, right? Cher appeared on the Wogan talk show to promote her new film Mermaids. And before we even get to the Madonna insults, we must breach the mini feud, or should I say lawsuit, that stemmed from this 1990 flick. Actress Emily Lloyd, fresh off co-starring with Bruce Willis in 1989's In Country, was originally cast as Charlotte in Mermaids, and had already started shooting some scenes, when Cher complained that the fair-haired Lloyd could never be her daughter, and Cher pushed for a replacement, which turned out to be the up-and-coming superstar and dark brunette Winona Ryder. Well, Lloyd ended up suing Orion Pictures Corporation and Mermaid Productions, and the studios had to settle in 1991, when on the second day of trial, Lloyd received $435,000 and 2.5% of the film's net profits. Wow. Well, Mermaids was all fine and good, but now the goddess of pop was about to feud with the queen of pop. It all happened when BBC interviewer Terry Wogan asked Cher a question about Madonna, and let's just say she wasn't shy about her honest opinion.
Do you go jogging like Madonna to keep fit?
Well, you mean like my best friend Madonna?
Yeah.
Cher stated that Madonna was, quote, unbelievably creative because she's not unbelievably talented. All right, not horrible, but she made it worse, saying that Madonna was, quote, not beautiful. She's creative, but she's rude. And then Cher recalls saying a word that got bleeped out. More recently, in 2018, Cher was asked what 3 people she'd love to duet with. And for her third option, instead she just said,
not Madonna.
That's kind of like freeing the genie with your third wish. I don't know. Anyway, Cher has given credit to Madonna, saying that she's always ahead of the curve in the entertainment world. But that bleeped out word back on Wogan certainly rhymed with witch. Which brings us to our next feud. Ellen Degeneres. Now, Ellen and Cher go a long way back. Their relationship dates back to when Degeneres was on her first sitcom. So, when Cher appeared on Ellen in 2018, now they were playing a game, what could go wrong? But when What Turned You On was brought up in the 5-second game, Cher was being pressed a little too fervently about does chocolate do the trick, to the point of Cher growing tired of Ellen's teasing and delivering a jovial name call that we've already visited, once again calling her a B word, certainly not a witch. Whether it was all in good fun or the talk show host was beginning to tire on Cher's nerves, I don't believe Cher's comments were entirely in jest. As we're learning today, Cher speaks her mind and she does not care who she offends, even so-called friends. Miley Cyrus. This feud stems from Cyrus's controversial, provocative performance at the 2013 MTV VMAs. Miley wore a nude-colored outfit and was twerking all over everything. Some people argued that this was distasteful and trashy, but Cher defended Miley's outfits and performance, saying that Miley, quote, could have come out naked and done a great performance, and she wouldn't have cared.
I don't like the fact that it wasn't good.
And as you may know, Cher has had a long history with provocative outfits, so her stance does matter in this defense. But in true Cher fashion, she couldn't help but add in some other comments about Miley's performance, declaring that it wasn't good. Cher didn't mind the outfit, but wasn't a fan of some on-stage behavior, like Miley sticking her tongue out and antagonizing the audience. Cher wanted Miley to just be better, do better. Well, Miley scoffed at these comments and admits to wearing them as a badge of honor. Miley later said in an interview that she knew she had made it in the music industry when Cher was coming after her. Miley told the host, quote, "When these legends and these icons and these artists that we look up to effing hate us, it's still a compliment." Maybe Miley has an effing point. David Letterman.
It took my guest 4 years to agree to be on this program, and we're very happy she's here.
She first appeared on Letterman's show in 1986, after they had begged her to come on for 4 years, and Cher gave them just what they wanted. Letterman greeted her and asked her why she hadn't been on the show before, when Cher retorted, quote, "I don't know. I thought that I would never want to do this show with you." Letterman was intrigued by the comment and asked her why, and Cher wasn't shy when she said that he was, quote, "an a-hole," which led to some nervous laughter by the audience and Letterman himself. Personally, both Cher and David looked visibly uncomfortable throughout the entire interview, and it may have been better if it had never actually happened, but supposedly Cher wound up getting $28,000 from this interview alone. Man, I wish people paid me to insult them. Amanda Bynes. Another feud, another day. This time with actress Amanda Bynes on Twitter in 2013. But Amanda started this one, calling Cher ugly and a flop, which is just wildly inaccurate to say the least. A flop? I mean, come on. Now, Bynes had been a Nickelodeon star when she was a child.
That's me.
And had a rough patch when she grew past adolescence. So it kinda makes sense that when someone asked Cher what she thought about Amanda Bynes' comments, Cher responded with the honest and brutal truth. Who's that? Cher then figured out who Amanda Bynes was and later apologized to her. Cher said that she didn't intend for her comments to be mean, so she tweeted to Amanda Bynes, "Sorry about shade, sweetheart. It was unintentional, promise." Cher likes to consider herself as a mother figure to the young stars, which is why she finally felt bad about her honest opinion. Well, I'm glad that Cher had some love and understanding for the situation there. Donald Trump. Cher's hatred for Donald Trump is definitely not a secret. She's never shied away from calling him racist or calling for companies to cut ties with him. In 2012, she demanded that Macy's stop carrying his line and vowed to never shop there again until they did so. Cher ranted on Twitter in all caps, quote, "Racist cretin who'd lie like his rug to get some cheap press. I can't believe Macy's thinks he's the right man to represent their name." Well, obviously, Donald had something to say back. He told Cher to spend more time focusing on her family and dying career, and followed with, quote, "I don't wear a rug, it's mine. And I promise not to talk about your massive plastic surgeries that didn't work." Not sure that's how promises work, but this is just one example of the tweets and shade thrown between the two. Britney Spears and Jennifer Lopez. Back in the early 2000s, Cher challenged Britney Spears and J-Lo to follow her epic tour with something better.
There's all these young girls that are coming to take, well, they're not going to take my place, but they're going to take somebody's place.
Cher later followed up her claim, saying that they would never take her place, but that they would take someone else's place. In true Cher fashion, she claimed that her farewell tour had set the new standard for all female performers. She stated, quote, "I have a motive, and that is that I'm gonna make this show fabulous and say, follow this, you, let's just say witches again, sure." Alright, the fight is over for now. I mean, Cher is such an iconic figure, and she set the precedent for many people in the music industry to follow. And one day, I hope all these feuds will be resolved. But until then, I guess we'll just have to keep talking about them. So which feud had you heard about before? Are you personally a fan of Cher's? Or have you ever been? We talk about her life with Sunny in another video if you want to revisit those early years. And please drop your favorite song of Cher's over the years in the comments below. And let's share some Cher. If you enjoyed discussing these feuds by Cher, consider clicking that thumbs up for us. And subscribe to the channel so you never miss a throwback. From all of us here at Do You Remember, thanks so much for watching.